What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, where we're data-driven and prospect-focused. I am Draft Yoda. I am Bill Workman, your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. And today we're talking about one of the most fascinating quarterback journeys in modern college football. Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. If Dante had come out last season, he would have been the number 2 quarterback in the draft class. But he decided to return to Oregon, and as such has earned himself a 9.4 grade on my 10-point scale, making him the number 8 overall player going into this season, and the number 2 quarterback behind Arch Manning. And honestly, I don't think enough people appreciate just how close Dante Moore came to honestly becoming a cautionary tale. Because 2 years ago, people were questioning whether he was going to become the player everyone thought he would be coming out of high school. Now, he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football, and he has a legitimate future first-round NFL prospect talent. This is a story why. Before we talk about the player, let's talk about the journey, right? Dante Moore wasn't just a highly recruited quarterback. He wasn't just a highly ranked recruit. He was one of the most decorated quarterbacks in the country. Back-to-back state championships, nearly 10,000 passing yards, Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year, consensus 5-star, top 3 overall prospect. It was supposed to be easy for him. But football doesn't care about your recruiting rankings. And at UCLA, he immediately got thrown into a difficult situation. The offensive line struggled. The offense struggled. His supporting cast struggled. And the result, 9 interceptions, multiple pick sixes, got sacked 16 times, and he got benched. Most players at that young of an age wouldn't recover. That start would bury a lot of people. Dante Moore did. I think that's one of the biggest reasons NFL scouts are going to love him, is the adversity reveals things the talent never could. The first thing that jumps off the tape is the release. It's compact, it's efficient, it's quick. That football comes out almost immediately. And the reason that matters is because NFL is built around timing. I also absolutely love his ball placement. Everybody's going to tell you about the arm strength. Everybody's going to tell you about how he's a freak athlete. But the accuracy is what gets it for me. I want to know, can you put the football exactly where it needs to be? And from what I've seen, Dante Moore can. Doesn't matter if it's a deep ball, if it's crossing route, dig, intermediate windows, he can put it there. And he's putting there with consistently high level. Another thing that jumps off is he's actually processing through routes. He's identifying pre-snap coverage. He's getting answers quickly and understanding the leverage his wide receivers have or don't have. For a quarterback that struggled to start and has only truly had one full season as a starter, that's incredible. Lastly, I love the pocket movement. Yes, he's a dynamic athlete, but he understands how to navigate chaos. He climbs, he resets, he keeps his eyes downfield, which is something that quarterbacks of his age and this new build, it's becoming rarer for a quarterback to get that pressure and keep his eyes downfield. A lot of them are resulting to, hey, I'm athletic. Let me take off. Keeping the eyes downfield is what you want to do in the NFL, and that's one of the things I love about him. I honestly believe Oregon was one of the best things that's ever happened to Dante Moore, because for the first time, somebody told him to slow down. Instead of forcing him onto the field immediately, Oregon let him sit. They let him learn. They let him develop. They let him watch Dylan Gabriel, who, I didn't love in the draft process, but for college, he worked. And now that his opportunity arrived last season, he looks like a completely different quarterback than he did at UCLA. And that's the development. That's what I wanted to see from him. For me, I keep coming back to the Penn State game. Double overtime, hostile environment, everything on the line, and he responds with 29 completions, 3 touchdowns, and a huge win. That combined with the Orange Bowl, where he got MVP honors and another big stage and another big performance, it's starting to look, with the exception of the Ohio State games, which, let's be fair, Ohio State is going to make a lot of quarterbacks look stupid. It's starting to look like Dante Moore finds another gear when he faces, better competition. But again, nobody's perfect. I'll say that on every single one of these. Nobody is perfect. He's not Arch Manning. He loses some of that modern quarterback run element, just because I question his top end speed. And that's not something bad. That's just, I don't know if he's got it. I don't know if he's got top end speed like some of these other quarterbacks will. The thing that scares me the most about him is his aggression. At times, he becomes a little too cautious after taking early hits. And instead of attacking a tight window, he'll take a safe throw underneath. And that's what happened in the Indiana game, and that's what led to 6 sacks, 2 interceptions. He let the pocket control him in the Indiana game instead of the other way around. He didn't control the pocket. And that's something he needs to improve on, and that's one reason I'm happy he came back to college, is to show me that he can improve on that. He has the timing, rhythm, accuracy, processing, and pocket operation to be an NFL quarterback. The question is, and will be pretty much all season, can Dante Moore catch Arch Manning and pass it? Right now, my answer is no. I think the gap is smaller than people realize, but I think Arch just has a few more intangibles that can't be coached. And let's face it, when you grow up as a Manning and you have that kind of family to fall back on to help you with difficult times and to teach you things like film study, operating in the NFL, there's an intangible to that you can't grade. It is. But I think Moore can take a step forward and close that gap even more, make it more of a question going into the draft. But final draft grade for him going into the season is a 9.4 out of 10. Number 8 overall quarterback, number 8 overall player, number 2 quarterback. I believe he has a legitimate franchise quarterback potential at the next level. And honestly, I think his story might be one of the things that people are going to fall in love with during the draft process. Because Dante Moore didn't just become a better quarterback, he became proof that development matters, and it still matters. But hey, that's just my board. Those are just my rankings. Do you think Dante Moore's the best quarterback in college football? Do you think he's 2? Is there a quarterback I'm missing in the top 2 here that you think should be up here? Drop your thoughts, comments down below. If you enjoy these player evaluations, we build them around film and analytics. And hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep putting in the work. And you're going to keep seeing a lot from us this season as we build up to the draft. I'm Draft Yoda, the Workman. Again, I'm your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. And we'll see you next time.